Hello everyone. Yes, I've just made a shot. That's why I'm in the same clothes as that. Um, I just got from a night shift, right? When I'm on a night shift, I read a lot of shit or listen to a lot of YouTube or Spotify or whatever. And there was this sort of interesting question that I came across, like a philosophical one or something like that. And I don't know who it's by, who made it or whatever, but it was just quite interesting to think about. Is so I think it was like the life's purpose or something like that, and it's quite interesting because there was this question where the guy was like, "How do I know that my life's reality around me is happening as it is? If it's an individual one, or if my reality is someone else's?" So basically, if let's say there's a guy there walking, and imagine everything that I do in my life would be beneficial to that guy, right? So let's say today I went for a walk and bought milk, right? And no, that's stupid, but let's say I drove. Hmm. Let's say I went to the same shop every time, like same burger place, whatever, like a family burger place, and every time I go there, I get I give them money, right? That makes sense. And obviously I can stop going there, but imagine if anything else I do would, so I spend money in a different shop, but that shop goes to the first burger shop and gives him some of the money I gave. It's really hard to put my head around it. I can't explain it, but I wanted the discussion. I wanted to do a shit post, but here is me wrapping my head around what I'm trying to say. But you know what I mean, right? So let's say that my existence, right, and maybe like 10 other people are part of this reality that help one person get to the top, right? Or get something in life. So as in my reason in life is to help that person, right? So I'm not gonna get anywhere or whatever, but because of me, mm, sounds stupid. Fuck it, I'm still posting this. You know that, right? I don't care. But it was in fuck the way it was said. It was really interesting, and now I just can't explain it to myself either. And I'm extremely tired, so well, let me just get my seat back, get relaxed. But you know what I mean, right? There is a certain aspect of this thought. Somebody just in the comments, just go for it. Try and explain to me, how is my reality, my way of life? So it's like a meaning of life, right? Type of question. So what? So meaning of my life would be to make someone else successful, right? Or do I perceive it that way? Or it could be anything else. There could be a different person. So as I am helpful to them, there is a different person that's helpful to me. And I know that's normal life type of thing. Like, you know, if you help someone or give someone money, obviously they can use it to get successful, but like the whole meaning, so my only point of existence is to help out that person rather than me doing it on my own. It's like the destiny, I guess, of my own existence. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Hey, did you know that water can't get wet unless you like separate the molecules and then add another water to it, and then that could be bad. Anyway, I've read that as well. Now I fucking sound stupid. No, but you know, God, it's so hard to explain, and it's been 5 minutes now, and if you're still here, interested in what I'm trying to fucking push out of my mind, then kudos. But so exactly, so for example, for my existence, so I've got a girlfriend, right? So my only meaning in life was to grow up to my age, meet my girlfriend, help her get somewhere to the, wherever. It doesn't matter whether she's successful or writes a book or fucking goes fishing like that. The point of, so without me, she wouldn't be able to do it, right? Or could she do it on her own? And then what's the point of my existence, right? Is there some fucking gas coming into this car and I'm just losing my shit? Just imagine the whole, what I'm trying to say here. Saying it out loud sounds dumb, but if somebody can actually decipher what I'm trying to say here, that'll be interesting. Because but then again, anything I do does impact someone in some way. So for example, me paying my taxes impacts someone somewhere. Hopefully not fucking war, but someone somewhere impacts someone. But I mean, for example, we're having this argument with my girlfriend, right? Because she's classy. She's a very classy girl, and or a woman in a case, and she tells me sort of when we eat or whatever, I call it the tissue problem because it's a stupid argument, or it's not an argument, it's just a discussion we have every fucking time. So we are go out for dinner, right? And every time you finish the meal, I sort of use the napkin, I put it on the plate, put the cutlery on top of it, and then leave as it is. And I usually just like put it in a ball or whatever, and she says you have to like fold it up in a neat way. And for me, it's the same thing, as in, it doesn't matter if you crunch it up or fucking knead it up tightly. It doesn't matter. And then she tells me, but you will look like a pig and a guy that doesn't know his manners. But in a way, who the fuck cares, right? So if people judge you because of a fucking tissue, they have nothing better to do. So if you question the whole system, and I go against this every fucking time, because, and for me, I don't mind doing it, right? The point, I don't mind doing it. For me, the point is, why is it such an issue? Like, who the fuck made a rule up? Who made a rule up that makes you, and we follow it. We follow that rule, as in, so if I fold it into an airplane, is that not correct? Is that a bad thing to do? Like, if it's not folded in the proper way, then and if I make an airplane out of it, it's basically the same thing as me mushing it up. Yes, there are fucking bogies in it or whatever. Like, no, as in, they're not gonna touch it anyway. They will just take the plate, scoop it with the cutlery, and throw it in the bin. So, you know, and I don't think they're gonna take a double glance on how you folded the bloody thing. It's fucking bizarre. It's like the whole social of what to do and what not to do in a certain situation. I think in my eyes, as long as you don't act like a fucking cunt and you somewhat follow the rules, it's not. And if people judge you because of you folding a napkin in the wrong way, I think I'm in the wrong society. I don't want to be in that one. I really don't, because it's just too much fuss about a napkin when you can just have a different conversation and, you know, enjoy the life a little bit more instead of picking on what people do. And it's like, who? It's not important. Anyway, it's been 10 minutes now. It's been 10 minutes of me sitting in my car refusing to go home because first, I'm warm. Second, I'm way too tired. 3, I'm lazy to move. Also, I'm finishing off my manager's training. Yes, if I am a manager that doesn't fold a napkin, whew, big deal. Yeah, but yeah, that's quite a, that was just quite an interesting topic I wanted to bring up. Both of them, if anybody wants to, I guess, follow up on my first meaning of life type of thing, and then the second is like following the actual social morals, let's say, in how to act in a society. Because for me, some of the rules are just really nitpicky, and I mean, if you want to do it, go for it. No judge, right? I don't judge people doing it, so why should they judge me for not doing it? You know, it's like, what's giving you, what's to say that you are in the right, that me folding a napkin in a different way to what it's meant to be is not correct? Because how do you find out that that's not the correct? Who made that rule up, right? Who made that rule up? And if they did make it up, where did it come from? Like, where? So how did so 10 people decided that this is the proper way to fold a napkin, and then everybody just started to follow it? So what's to say if 10 other people say, oh no, but you should fold an airplane, and that's the correct way to do it, and then it changes completely? So what was the point of following the first rule if you can first follow the other rule, or second, just follow your own sort of way of folding a napkin on a table, right? I just want to have fun there. It's like, why would you be so snobby and act like a... And this, by the way, this is not about my girlfriend, right? I'm just ranting. She doesn't do this. Like, she would like me to do it, but if I don't do it, she's not too angry, right? It's not her doing all these things, but I'm just sort of thinking of what I see, right? It's just this new age of ego. It's not even egotistical or narcissistic. It's just this new way of acting like a big shot when it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. So what if you fold a napkin in the right way? Or so what if you... So I guess dressing up nice, right? That's something, you know, I would follow. Or not fucking eating food from the floor. And see, that we could... Some other people could argue with me that, oh, what, but why couldn't you eat it off the floor if you clean it? Or fuck it, you don't even have to clean. It's like, who said that you have to eat it from a table, right, instead of the floor? Because who's to say that if you eat from the floor or from the table, I mean, where I mean, yes, you look like an animal, but people used to do it. Right, I'm sure people used to eat from the floor. Peasants used to eat from the floor, I don't know. But someone must have eaten from the floor, right? And yes, we could talk about hygiene and stuff, but let's talk about class now. If you've eaten from the floor and not from the table, I mean, who's to say you have to follow both of them, right? You can eat from the top of your car if you want. I mean, who's to stop you? Now here we're talking about like some free will or whatever, or some sort of own ways of thinking about it. But it's quite interesting, actually. I would love to see how all these mannerisms and all these things came into place. And I guess a lot of people decided it should be this way, and then everybody started following it. But is it right? Is it right to do it that way? Just because people said so doesn't mean it's correct. But by all means, in the future, it will be completely different. And yes, the technology will advance and everything. But let's say in 50 years, or 50, in 100 years, right? Let's say 100 years, everything stayed the same. I can guarantee you one of the things that everybody does now will change completely, right? So, for example, eating from a plate. In 100 years, everybody will have to eat from a glass or whatever, because yes, it's made for eating, and that's glass is made for drinking. But see, you know what I mean? Like, it will. So right now you eat from a plate, but in 100 years, everybody will be saying, oh, but eating from a plate is for pigs, because I don't know, somebody gave a pig food on the plate, and you have to eat from a bowl, right? And nothing else but a bowl, otherwise you're an animal. It's been 16 minutes and I'm still going on. Fuck it, debate me. I like this. I like debating. I might not be smart, but the more I talk about it, the better I'll get. So here's me throwing out a little jab at some people, I guess. Well, not a jab, but a little. Fuck it, I have really started to enjoy questioning everything. I'm so annoying with it now, the whole questioning thing. So, for example, there was this question I've seen that, does a straw have one hole or two holes, or does a hole actually exist? Is it a thing? And yes, I know this is a very big topic, and it's very known, but I was minding my girlfriend for 3 days straight, just giving her weird facts or whatever that I have thought of while just reading everything. Okay, if you want to know my answer, I think a straw has one hole. I think it's just one continuous hole, and if you fold a rectangular piece of paper over it created a hole. But so I think it's that. But does the actual hole exist? So if you have a hole in the ground, there is nothing. There's nothing there. A hole is to explain the nothingness rather than it being a thing. So if you want to explain there is something like a hole in the ground, which is what it is, but the hole is actually just, I think it's just to explain the nothingness. The nothingness there. So if there would be some dirt in there, you would say it's earth or dirt or whatever. But if you dig it out, there's nothing in there. It's lack of material. So I would say that just, so the word exists rather as an explanation to a non-existent thing. That's something in ground that's missing material rather than a hole being an actual thing. Right. I think I've bored you enough, and I think I had my share of what I've been thinking about for the past few weeks. And also it keeps me away from wanting a cigarette, because I just fucking read everything I see. God, I enjoy these food for thoughts. I've watched so much Vsauce, I can't remember half of it, but there was some cool experiments. Really, for example, the train one with a person having to save either 5 people or kill 1 person, or the other way around. That was quite interesting, and obviously everybody will say, oh, kill 1 to get the 5 ready, but imagine what would you do in that situation. In my eyes, if I would be in a situation like that, I have no fucking idea what I would do. I would either freeze or just scream for help, or probably eventually I might press the button to kill that 1 person. But if you watch it, is it your fault? right? I mean, if you're in that room and you don't press the button or do anything, is it your fault? Well, it is, because you could have avoided a bigger accident than there could have been if you killed one person, but then you're actually involved. And it's basically manslaughter because you intentionally pressed the button to kill that one person. But would you get jail time for it? Actually, would you get in trouble for pressing that button? So let's say you kill that one person, right? By pressing the button, you tell the police or whatever that you saved 5 people, but you killed one person by pressing that button. Don't tell me there would be no emergency stops. Right, let's say there are no emergency stops, or just to stop fucking everything on the things, on the train track. Would you get in trouble? By law, I would say yes, because you press the button and intentionally, in that case, killed a person. But then again, according to a lot of people, I would say you would be innocent. But are you innocent though? Because you just killed a person and their family is missing them. Their kids might get some, mental issues, become fucking some sort of furry or whatever, and then